Will the Bengals beat the Vikings, improve to 8-6, keep their playoff chances alive, and extend their winning streak to 3 games? It's time for our keys to victory and a prediction for Saturday's game. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join the 40,000 plus that have already subscribed. Shout out to you. Happy holidays. And if you're looking for a holiday gift for the Bengals fan in your life, you got to Enter the Jungle. It's a complete history of the Cincinnati Bengals, from images to stats to the top players to crazy seasons and finishes. We have you covered. You can get it at CincinnatiBengalsBook.com or wherever books are sold. And let's dive into Saturday's game, because this Bengals team, they're rolling right now on offense. They've scored 68 points over the past 2 games, averaging 34 points per contest. A big win on the road in Jacksonville. Then they double down and blow out the Colts. And so now those are 2 playoff teams, or teams with playoff aspirations. How do they handle this Vikings team? A Vikings team that, yes, they won 3-0 last week, but they'll have Nick Mullins at quarterback, and it's going to feel different with Justin Jefferson out there. You assume that he's going to be able to finish this game. He did play last week, returned from a hamstring injury, but left after taking a big hit due to a chest injury. He will be back. He will be on the field. And so what are the keys to victory? Let's start with this defense. And this defense had an up and down season, to say the least. And Lou Anarumo's crew had arguably their best game of the year. I think the San Francisco game is up there, but their best game of the year against the Colts. You hold Indianapolis to 12 points. Could have been 14, or could have been 12, excuse me. There's 4 points that they left out there, missed field goal, missed extra point, but still handled business against the Colts and played really well. And now you have Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson, who's clearly one of the best tight ends in the NFL and having a great season. Jordan Addison, who I think has given them a boost as well on offense. So they have a really good trio. And even without Alexander Madison, I think that they have quality skill players and guys that a guy like Nick Mullins can lean on. And so key number 1 is simple. You have to contain those weapons. You can't let TJ Hawkinson finish with 12 catches for 125 yards. You can't have that Pat Freiermuth game I'm referring to, essentially, where the tight end just goes off and has multiple explosive plays. You can't let Jordan Addison, who will likely face some single coverage, beat up on Mike Hilton or DJ Turner or whoever it is. And I didn't even start with the lead, which is Justin Jefferson. Slowing down Justin Jefferson is a tall task, especially if he's 100% or close to it, which I would expect. I think Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase both want to put on a show on Saturday. And they want that every week, of course. But I think that this game, with everything that's on the line, backup quarterbacks, 2-star wide receivers, obviously good friends, they want to show the other one that they're the best wide receiver in football. So containing Justin Jefferson, not allowing him to have 12 catches for 152 yards and a touchdown, that's such a huge ask, but it is exactly what the goal needs to be for Lou Anarumo and this Bengals defense. And then number 2, and this goes offensively and defensively, this Bengals offense has been able over the past 2 games to produce explosive plays, whether it's the deep touchdown to Jamar Chase against Jacksonville, whether it was the screen game working the way it has the past couple of weeks. Joe Mixon has had a big play in the screen game in each of the past 3 games. Obviously, Chase Brown had the 54-yard touchdown last week. You need explosive plays. T. Higgins had that 46-yarder last week. That could have been a touchdown if Jake Browning puts it on the money. Those passes have to be on the money this week, because I'm not sure how many opportunities you're going to get. This is a great Vikings defense. Not good. They are great. You look at all the numbers. Obviously, they just crushed the Raiders last week. But even before that, this defense is playing at a high level. Brian Flores has done a heck of a job. And so this is a really big test for Jake Browning and company. And so if there's an explosive play to be had, you have to create it. You have to take advantage of it. I'm not sure how many they'll be able to produce, but even 3 to 4, 15-plus yard plays will go a long way towards a Bengals victory. On the other side, on defense, you have to limit those explosive plays. And so if I look up and it's the end of the fourth quarter. The clock hits 0. If the Bengals have 5 explosives and the Vikings only have 2, you feel pretty good about their chances. On the flip side, you don't want to be that defense that gives up those explosive plays because it makes Nick Mullins' life much easier. He's more prone to make a mistake, as is Jake Browning, if you force them to dink and dunk it and slowly move the ball down the field. And you're more likely, the more plays they run, to get a strip sack or to force a fumble or force a bad throw that could be an interception. And obviously, turnovers are a huge factor here. The Vikings have been more turnover prone this offseason. The Bengals need to win that battle. Goes without saying, that's not a key because it could be a key every week. Key number 3 in our third and final key. I'm looking at the Bengals wide receivers here, and I just complimented a few minutes ago Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson and those skill guys for the Vikings. Jordan Addison, the rookie. This is Jamar time and T time. Drake voice. That's right. Jamar, Chase, and T. Higgins have to dominate. They have to dominate. And if they dominate the way we kind of expected them to coming into this season, I think it's going to make it really tough on this Vikings defense on a variety of fronts. One of which, they love to blitz. Well, if you prevent them from blitzing because Jake Browning is taking care of the ball and he's seeing the field well, and when you do that, he's finding the solo coverage. And you can throw Tyler Boyd into this as well, but I really think it starts with Jamar Chase, ends with T. Higgins. You need those two guys to show up, to show out. If T. Higgins gets a play in the end zone like he had last week, you can't have that hand resting on the corner. Don't give the official the opportunity to make that call. Just go up and high point that ball, get the touchdown. Meanwhile, Jake Browning, you have T. Higgins streaking downfield for a 75-yard touchdown. You got to hit him in stride and not make him flip his hips and turn around to make that catch. Left a touchdown out there. Same thing with Jamar Chase. It's about big-time players making big-time plays. And if these guys can do that, I think they will be in good shape. My keys to victory, well, now you have them. My prediction coming up in just a second. But today's video is brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere, so you can turn all that knowledge. You're watching the Bengals anyway. So whether it's the Bengals, whether it's the Vikings, whether it's the entire Sunday NFL slate or a Saturday slate that's all day long, take advantage of it with MyBookie. And right now, with promo code BengalsTalk, you will get a deposit match redeemable up to $1,000. Again, promo code BengalsTalk at mybookie.ag. Again, promo code BengalsTalk at MyBookie to claim your bonus today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. This Bengals team is playing well. They are confident. The vibes are good. On my video on Thursday, check it out. Check out all of our videos this week if you've missed them. But the vibes are just, they feel good. They're confident. They know it's a big test against this really tough Vikings team, a Vikings team that has a new quarterback now, that has plenty of weapons, and that has a stud defense. I mean, this defense has a ton of studs, and it's an interesting matchup. Ivan Pace Jr., the Cincinnati native, coming back after going undrafted, kind of leading the way in the heart of that Vikings defense. He's played great for them at linebacker, had an interception last week, and they have a lot of playmakers. Harrison Smith, obviously, Danielle Hunter as a pass rusher is one of the best on the planet. So it's going to be a tough game. But I think this Bengals defense is going to rise to the occasion. And yes, I said defense. I'm looking at Lou Anarumo's defense here. You have to force turnovers. You have to get off the field. You have to limit this Vikings offense, even though they switched quarterbacks and are confident in Nick Mullins. And if you can do that, then I think we look up and we see the Bengals with 20 and the Vikings with 16. That's my prediction. The Bengals find a way. Evan McPherson kicks 2 field goals, including a long one, plus 2 extra points. And this Bengals offense does just enough. The defense forces 3 turnovers. The Bengals turn it over once, and they do enough to sneak out of Paycor Stadium with their 3rd straight win, improving to 8-6 and keeping those playoff hopes not only alive, but staying firmly in the playoff race. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. We are going to be there on Saturday at Paycor Stadium with your pregame coverage, your postgame coverage, as Jamar Chase and the Bengals look to handle business and beat Justin Jefferson and the Vikings. Until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.